climbing back in. I mean, yeah, it really is. What a recovery. Second highest in the net worth now, Yatoro. Level 19, hitting on the tier 2s. IG back in action, of course, still. Okay, 10 seconds until the chrono. We'll see if they try and make a proactive move into the Drow's Aegis. I mean, if you're IG, is there that pressure, or can you afford to sit back and wait out this Aegis rather than take the risk?
I think whenever the enemy has the Aegis, it's an evaluation of how strong you are, and whether you need to take the fight with buybacks or on your side under your vision, or, I mean, sometimes you can still run at them. I mean, we saw that in last game when IG picked up that Aegis, like Team Spirit were not afraid because they had their BKBs just run their triangle and fight them. I think this game, it's a little bit harder just because of the nature of how their spells work. You have a lot of big ultimates like Chronosphere and Echo Slam. If you use down the Aegis, you're potentially giving up the fight. I think they're pretty content farming, but I don't think Team Spirit will let that happen. It's really good to use the first couple of minutes of Aegis to establish map control, equal a little bit of gold advantage, but at some point I think they should start trying to force IG back to base. Maybe start poking that tier 3 top, finish off this tier 2 mid, and just get them back onto their own side of the map.
Spirit, 3 minutes on the Aegis. Let's see how much they can push out of IG here. IG got the combo ready, but for now they're split up back on the map. They get that bottom wave pushed right out. Now they return, and Spirit, they'll respect that even with the Aegis. They hold back. Still some easy objectives for Spirit to potentially take. Tier 1 and Tier 2 still up on the bottom lane.
And I really liked what Team Spirit did there. They showed 3 heroes mid, sort of feinted they're going for a push, but they're actually setting up at bottom. I mean, IG read the play, so there was no pick-off, but it's actually very hard to see that Doom and Mirror were already setting up on the bottom lane.
See no evil.
Dire's middle tower.
IG, they have managed to get themselves out of the base and sort of behind Team Spirit. So they want to try and jump from the side. Still going to be ever so difficult with the way that Spirit's positioned behind Yatoro.
Now Shiva's finished on Doom, so when he jumps in, he's just going to have full vision of the enemy team.
I mean, they're just approaching this siege so carefully, Spirit, leaving no opening for IG to really have a hit at them. They're going to try and come out now, IG, with a smoke. All ultimates at the ready. Emo looking for the cinema punch, but a quick force out inside. He's fine. Emo pops the BKB, turns towards Yatoro. Yatoro trying to run with the BKB, but the damage is done by Emo. Yatoro goes down. Toronto Tokyo able to jump over to the back lines. Commits with the BKB onto Ollie. Emo back over towards the side. They'll break away. IG, they lose Ollie's life, but they are able to remove that Aegis from Yatoro.
And Toronto Tokyo, just really good identification of the win condition in a team fight. He's just jumping in a bit far away from his Jaws so they don't get Chrono together and making a little bit of space. He's always targeting down Ollie's line.
Yeah.
And they did manage to get the Aegis on the IG there, but I think Team Spirit has a good concept of how they want these fights to go. Just make a lot of space with DK, try to let the jaw hit, and wait for the lead into Doom.
They managed to get the Static Storm grab here. JD pops the Echo Slam onto Toronto Tokyo. JT going for the TP out, but Emo can't escape. Spirit pushing their luck a little bit there as they try and find something else after taking away the Aegis, but Emo getting caught in the full combo and no chance of getting out of there with his BKB on cooldown.
I think there's something that Team Spirit does really well is identifying like how strong the results of a fight has left each team. Both Dragon Knight and Lina popped their BKB, but they understood that if they get the instant jump, it doesn't matter because Lina will not be able to survive. As a result, they take down the top net worth hero in the game. And Yatoro, again, like he had such a bad start, and he's completely come back into this game. It's just so impressive to see from such a young player. I mean, he's also doing the all-hero challenge, so that's something.
He is. He's bringing someone new every time, and absolutely the pressure it was put on.
Yeah, and he's found a DD rune, and this is a point in the game where Drow Ranger does overwhelming amounts of damage. He's going to have that DD, he's going to have that Daedalus, and the Silver Edge. Anyone he even looks at is going to die in these team fights. Right now, IG, they need to find the Drow Ranger before the fight starts.
Fly, the pressure is on for him. He's got to nail these Chronospheres.
They do have the Agnes finally finished on Kaka, so maybe they can get bait here.
The smoke is going to catch them off guard, jumping straight away. Flashlight goes in over, gets the Chronosphere locked down onto the Drow, but does he have the damage? The bash is coming in, Yatoro trying to break away, but they get him. The jumps there for JD, hits him down the chart, tone him down on the low ground. They have found Fly. Doom coming in, has collapsed, and Mirror chased him out. See Emo back in action here. He's going to be quick to TP over to join the fight. JT trying to jump away, but Collapse will focus in. Toronto Tokyo His BKB shortly coming to an end. Ollie locks him down with the Hex. IG now push back Spirit.
Yeah, the clutch time that's coming out from Kaka there onto JT's Earthshaker. They sort of bait out the front line of the fight. As a result, Yotaro, he has to show in the fight. I mean, he almost killed Flyfly 100-0 there, but he managed to get the perfect time walk into Chronosphere, and they win that fight.
Yeah, this time round, I mean, as you were mentioning before, if they can chrono that drow, the damage output heavily limited, of course. We see, look how close he gets. These hits, they nearly two-shot him here. The damage coming in from this DD drow. But a great jump forward from Flyfly. Make sure that this fight doesn't fall to pieces as hard as the previous ones have done for IG. As IG, they're able to come out with a favorable trade.
And I will say, Team Spirit at the end there, they did a good job focusing down heroes and controlling Kaka at the same time, so he could not save anyone else at the time. Like, here, look, they're going on JT, but they stun up the Weaver just so he cannot get that time lapse off. Good execution by them, but honestly, just a good reaction from IG.
They were absolutely prepared this time round.
That was a 4v5 too. I mean, Emo, he was still dead on the Lina.
Yeah, he just came in at the end.
It sort of shows the duality of Drow Ranger. Either she just destroys a fight, or she gets jumped and she can't output any damage.
Yeah, if they can repeat this, and I was expecting to see this, of course. Next up, for Yotaro, he's getting that Blink Dagger. You see it already, they have to be able to dodge these Chronospheres. If he's quick on the fingers, he'll have a good shot of blinking over the Chrono and still getting the fight strong here.
And I think that the plan is still the same for Team Spirit. They want their two bulky strength heroes to be able to blink in, give some vision with the Shivas, slow everyone down with the overwhelming blink, and just sort of form a wall in the fight for their three backline damage dealers. We can see that Mira, he's actually going for the Aghanim Scepter. I have not seen this item in a while that far, but something that could happen this game is that he'll actually eat the Drow Ranger. Oh, they're starting a fight.
Oh, looking for the fish here, but Mira solid with the cookie, gets Toronto Tokyo up to the high ground.
I want to see him eat the Drow Ranger out of the Chrono and spit it off to safety. Because I think there's not many saves on his team right now, but that is something that could happen.
Yeah, that's true. How much of a reach-in do you sort of have when you have the Ags? Can you...
It is
if he's
very
in the center
low. I
of the
believe
Chrono,
it's like 300 range.
Okay, so he's got
maybe
a sort of...
less.
So if he's right in the middle, he's
yeah,
not
you
getting
can't get him
saved.
from the middle, but maybe he'll pick up the Aether Lens with those Arcane Boots, and we'll see them playing for that. It's honestly not a bad win condition, because you don't think about, oh, I need to Chrono someone right in the middle. You think about, oh, how can I get the maximum number of heroes and how can I get them on the edge?
No, that's a great call. Oh, Flyfly indeed pinging out, knowing his target. It's the one he wants to grab every single time. Penta Edge Sword, that could be a lovely one here for the Void, and indeed, over it goes to Flyfly. Very nice when he's gone for this BKB link instead he gets a neutral that's really going to buff up his damage output.
And Team Spirit, they picked up the gem onto Toronto Tokyo. Usually when a team picks up gem in a situation like these, they know that the next team fight is a really important one. They're willing to make that investment into the vision. They see some heroes.
Toronto Tokyo's ready to jump in. Kaka gets caught out completely, but the blast kind of pushes him out. Static Sword's there, but he's out of the kinetic field. Kaka able to get away as the combo not quite working out there as Team Spirit planned.
And there's a little bit of fog in the Roshan pit that's hard to play around, but IG, they understand that Team Spirit has used some spells, so they want to go.
JT leading for the low ground. They're going to try and blow everything up. The DK Mirror jumps over the blast to push it back. Yotaro going for the guards. There's the jump from JT in with the Echo Slam to Toronto Tokyo. Toronto Tokyo overall 4. The Chrono doesn't quite catch Yotaro though. So Yotoro's able to get to the side. Lina will be safe for now by the time that's a Kaka. Ollie turning with the lockdown onto the Doom. They've got the bashes. They've got the damage here to take out Collapse. 2 dead on Spirit. Buyback from Collapse. IG, what do they want to find out of this? As Emo is down for 90, Kaka as well to fall. Flyfly already indicating he has no further interest in staying a part of this fight as he backs away. Spirit, just the buyback on Collapse committed here. We are closing in on the next Roche. See what Spirit tried to do was there's 3 down on IG. Well, not 3 down anymore. 2 further buybacks coming out. IG bringing Kaka and Ollie back into the fray.
Yeah, they don't know that Roshan isn't quite up yet, and honestly, again, a little bit of an unfortunate Chronosphere coming up from Flyfly, catching 2 of his allies. But both teams, they just want to hold this Roshan area. Again, Aegis, the most definitive factor in these team fights. If you have something that lets you come back to life, just tank up all those important spells, you will win the fight.
Look at Team Spirit. They don't see anything, but you know they'll go for a jump and they can get it, but already the jump been made for JC here on low ground. They get the burst on and Collapse. He's aimed for Poshka. Static Storm down. He's caught by Flyfly at the line, but it doesn't matter. Flyfly turns, beats him down for Poshka. He'll buy back Flyfly. Quick time walk back to safety. 20 seconds, and Toronto Tokyo will be back in, still 30 without Emo. They're keeping their eyes on Roshi. It's up, and it is ready. Yatoro is going to start going for this. I mean, Chronosphere still down for 50 seconds. So Spirit, they're getting a good opportunity to try and finish this. We'll see if IG can go for any sort of steal. Fly can't commit with the BKB. He's going to jump in, jump out. BKB for Yatoro as he looks to finish this. T-Spirit, can they get it in time? They can jump forward. JT's able to steal the refresher shot. But Yatoro, he gets the Aegis. Fly standing strong against the Drow. JT goes down to the side. Yatoro, he's able to get out with the Silver Edge. No further detection catching him. As Yatoro gets out, Toronto Tokyo, he's still trying to charge up into the high ground and chase down IG whilst IG attempt their escape.
And we do see Mirror goes down. I was wrong about the Goblet, by the way. It is actually melee range. It's 300 with the Aether Lens, but he does have that queued up. So they're on the same plan. If my Drow Ranger gets Chrono Spirit, I'm going to gobble him up and spit her out far away from the fight.
Lovely. That's a
They
voice
did
line.
pick up the Refresher Shard onto Fly during that fight, so that is a big deal. I mean, his first Chronos haven't looked the best this game, but they might not know about it. He might get the perfect second one.
Well, that's true.
Honestly, it's a really hard Chronosphere game because all three of the cores on IG, they sort of want to wait for each other to go in. There's no one that really wants to be that sacrifice, you know, as Toronto Tokyo is going for his team, just blinking in there, getting vision for its entire team.
I mean, I don't think we've really seen sort of another team as fearless as Spirit's initiations on this main stage. Just blinking in countless times. One at a time, sometimes as we saw earlier, 1 versus 4. There is no fear whatsoever, especially from that man, Toronto Tokyo. Nearly level 25. And very, very tanky with the BKB plate mail, overwhelming blink, and well on the way, in fact, to getting that AC done. Further tools that will help keep the team alive in a good chrono from Fly.
In this game, it's all about those initiations. We can see Fly, he's going for that Shadow Blade just so he can sneak into the fight, get the right Chronosphere onto Yatoro.
Yeah. All about getting that Drow.
Who is already going, he almost has his own Swift Blink. He's completely almost 6-slotted on the Drow Ranger here, just with that Aegis in his inventory.
Yeah, remarkable carry performance from the lad.
And the Refresher is actually done on Collapse. This is a huge game changer.
So Collapse jumping in. Who's your 2 top targets here?
I think it has to be Lina and Void, but honestly, any 2 of the cores will be good. They do have Lincolns on both Lina and Void. The thing about Refresh on Doom is it's not just like it's not just a second Doom, it's an extra vision that you get from the Blink Shivas. You'll see everyone on your first jump in. So you can Doom like sort of like a subpar target on the first one, and then you know you'll get the perfect one when you refresh into an instant blink on the second hero.
I mean, and as we say, you know, Spirit, they are just going to be throwing heroes at IG. They have to be so prepared, IG, for Collapse. Toronto Tokyo just going in at the same time upon them. They have to be ready with those counter plays. I mean, IG, they do have very solid ways to punish those sort of jumps. If they start getting in the face of IG, you know, the JT and Fly, they'll look for those chronos and those slams.
And both teams smoking up here. Ooh, so just pop cheese?
I think so. Yeah, was that cheese or was it a gobble up?
I think it was a cheese. So someone must have misclicked it.
All right, well, rip cheese.
Seems weird. They're taking a long path around with the smoke around. They have the vision on the high ground.
Oh, jump forward, Toronto Tokyo is looking for his target, but he gets caught over there. Fly! He's into the backlines. He's got the chrono down onto Yatoro. He needs more damage. Fall. Is he going to be able to take Yatoro down? He is. That's the Aegis gone. A second chrono locks the 2 of them down. Emo's able to wrap him from the side. Onto Collapse he goes. Collapse will drop the 2 dooms, but Collapse will fall. Static Storm controlling Fly though as Yatoro gets out of the second round of the Chronosphere. Over the wall, they go. JT drops the Echo Slam, but they're all falling on IG. It's an ultra kill for Yatoro. It's down to Gego. It's a rampage for the Drow Ranger. Yatoro, what a recovery he's had this game. Such a tough beginning, but his carry performance, it's coming in hard. IG, they'll come in with 3 buybacks to pick up some kills here on the retreat of Spirit. But Spirit, overall, they'll get the main man out. Yatoro, he's back to safety.
And you know, before this tier, I think there had only been 4 rampages. How much damage did he do?
10,000 damage there, Yatoro.
10,000 damage. And he was in 2 chronospheres that fight. Before this main event, there had only been 4 rampages on the TI main stage. It's now 6 because Yatoro has 2 of them. He's really showing his class in this tournament. And I mean, I also want to give a shout out to Collapse because they got a chronosphere onto 3 heroes twice coming in from Fly. Really good chronos this fight. But Collapse literally 1v4 the rest of the team. No other damage could come in here.
Yeah, we see it here.
Oh, sorry, it's Toronto Tokyo. My bad. Toronto Tokyo jumped in. He just made so much space in the back line. Collapse was in the chronosphere.
He did. Collapse did get his job done though, popping the Lincolns and getting the Doom through. But again, we see Fly. As soon as the BKB comes to an end, he's got nothing to save himself. And just this damage from the drought, just unbearable here for IG. As Yatoro just picks them all apart perfectly, and there you can see it, hyping themselves up. Team Spirit, they know that they've got quite the lead now, up 14k.
And they've managed to sort of survive those buybacks of IG. I mean, IG they committed a lot to try to win that fight, but they weren't able to find Yatoro in the end, and they weren't even able to push for map control.
And as you say, that's definitely going to be a bit of a concern, that even when they have the 2 chronos, they still can't quite win the fight. And it was, I mean, it was not a bad chrono at all from Fly. He gets the targets. It just doesn't matter. Everything else around him starts to fall to pieces.
Now it's just Toronto Tokyo on the back line with that strength link. He makes too much space. And I just noticed, but Collapse, he had actually picked up that Psychic Headband. It pretty much invalidates the Lincoln's purchases from Emo and Fly, because you can just pop in that instant cast spell before you cast Doom on them.
I mean, this is such a scary point of the game now for IG. Playing into the double Doom back online with a refresher cooldown ending, whilst they do not have the buybacks on 3 of their heroes. And those 3 being the 3 important ones, the 3 cores here for IG, 5 minutes. That's going to be a very, very hard 5 minutes here if they get caught in a team fight.
And IG, their win condition of fights, it keeps getting more complicated. At this point in the game, Yatoro is 31k net worth. Oh. Sorry, the illusion scared me. He's 31k net worth on Yatoro, so Fly, he can no longer solo kill him into the chronosphere. Their win condition of fight is to have a chronosphere where Emo can right-click the enemy heroes. And it's not easy because, as we've seen in teamfights, Toronto Tokyo, he's just going in. Collapse, he's also willing to just throw his body away so that Yatoro can have the perfect fight.
I mean, yeah, it's just terrifying trying to approach a fight against this squad. Team Spirit, just relentless with the way they throw themselves at you. IG, we'll see what they look here for the setup. They're starting to come out onto Spirit's half of the map. They themselves are ready, everything to go with, but it's just such a hard team fight. We saw last time around getting 3 in the chrono. It has to almost be more than that. Fly's got to try and hold on, lock them all down. They have to guarantee at least 1, ideally 2, during that chronosphere, with Emo being in position to do the damage. If people aren't dying in the chrono, Spirit are going to win the drawn-out fight every single time, with just how much damage Yatoro can do when he's left untouched.
And Yatoro, he's actually picked up the perfect neutral item for himself. He got the ninja gear, which allows him to smoke himself. This means that IG, they should never have the vision on him at the start of the fight. He will never run out of smokes. It's looking really hard for IG to find the right fight here, but if they camp their wards, if they take that right fight, they can always kill a Drow Ranger. I mean, at the end of the day, Drow Ranger, she's sort of like Sniper, right? Auto position for a moment and you're dead.
Oh, man. He's going to jump in. They see him. Quick time that takes him back to safety. Kaka gets him out.
Regeneration.
Roche timer coming up again. An important moment once more for both of these teams. Spirit, they're going to smoke up IG. They might not expect Spirit to come in from this angle if they wrap around and come down into the jungle of IG.
And only Ollie has buyback for Team IG here. They have good high ground.
They're in. They get the jump in onto the void. The Doom gets shot down. They've found Fly. Time lapse takes him out of the side. Though Kako will save him. Jump on from Collapse. He's going to continue to commit. The kisses are coming out. Doom dropped over towards the leader. They've lost Fly. They'll lose Kako. And they'll get by the looks of it. They're going to lose more here, IG. JT's trying to run Ollie as well, but Mira shoots him straight in the face. Triple kill once again for Yatoro. As 3 dead on IG, and none with buybacks at the ready. Spirit, they've got a whole minute and more to do whatever they want here, whether it be to the base or setting up for the Roshan. as just a brilliant wraparound from Spirit, catching IG completely off guard. Fly just getting jumped there, trying to hit the neutrals.
And no, Team Spirit, they're looking to end the game here. They understand that there's no buyback coming up from Fly.
They know indeed, they know it's on the timers. A Spirit, they're looking to close it up. JC's going to go in for one last try with the jumps in for collapse, straight over onto Emo. Toronto took out as well. GG is called. Spirit knock IG out of the competition. Team Spirit Inc. They'll get to keep on this incredible run that they're having. There's another series where they just turn up and it is immaculate play. Fantastic recovery. As Yatoro giving us an insane carry performance, bringing out the draw. I mean, this series as a whole, PA one game, draw the next. I mean, how on earth can you know what to expect when you're going against Spirit right now?
And it's Yatoro, he's playing phenomenally, but it's not just him. All the players on Team Spirit, they seem to be on another level. Just all their game plans for the fights crafted perfectly. We saw Mirror, he's even going for some Aethelon's eggs just to save his Draw Ranger. Collapse, Toronto Tokyo, they're jumping in to create space at the perfect moments. And Team Spirit, they're really looking like a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, they're just thinking about everything. They're thinking about everything. IG, they had a bit of a better shot this game, but it's still, it was so difficult. Team Spirit just a step ahead in pretty much all means here. As ladies and gentlemen, Spirit, they just continue to impress at such a high level. Spirit moving on 2-0 against Invictus Gaming.
2-0, what a victory for Team Spirit. They make it to the top 3. They make it to the final day, and they leave IG in the dust behind them. Here to break the game down, I want to start off by congratulating Yatoro on the second rampage of main event. This was the 4th rampage overall for Team Spirit, but 2 rampages. Main event is the most any player has ever had, Trent, in any TI main event.
Yeah, you have to give some credit, of course. I mean, it's a rampage. It's really nice. You get all this awesome pump up, but as Howie pointed out there, the team. I mean, just such a fantastic job of enabling him. It's just unreal how free he looks in these team fights. You're looking at his itemization. Like at the end there, he was going for a Hurricane Pike. He's like, I want a little bit more of like this chase. I want to make these plays. It's just so confident feeling when they're playing. How can you just like not watch these guys and just love Dota so much?
And going back to your rampages, it's Toronto Tokyo also has 2 at this TI as well. So it's now both the core players, the 1 and the 2, who have also, I don't know, it's just amazing how they can prop up the correct core player in that game. And it's not just always the one person they're relying on. The sacrificial ability for these cores in Team Spirit, and then of course the reliability of their support duo, Mira and Paposhka. Like Paposhka, again, for me, somewhat an MVP of this game, just because when you think about that Roshan still, where he's able to get that ult off, get the Void in the corner. Sure, Roshan does help out a little bit, killing off the Void, giving Spirit that Aegis and that kind of momentum into the game. But again, Spirit are such a scary team. They just never back down from any real fight.
And they really showed their versatility here. I mean, we've talked about Yatoro, different hero every single game, but we see Toronto Tokyo on a DK. We see him pull out the Doom for Collapse, and it felt like this was a kind of a new look for some of their players on different heroes, and it worked out flawlessly.
Yeah, it was a different style coming out from Team Spirit, and they still were able to crush with it. It didn't look as good the whole way through compared to Game 1. They definitely were pushed a little bit more by IG, because I think because Flyfly's faces Void. Definitely a good pick there, Trent.
Good and bad. You know, had some chronos that weren't fantastic, but obviously, you know, you're kind of giving the game to your carry when you get Faceless Void. It's one of the best, like, I'm going to help control the team fights, not just like go around the map and get a ton of farm and lead us to victory that way. And overall, I would say he played extremely well. I will say that, but I think coming to this game, they were a little bit broken. When I saw that Lion not on Kaka, it was over. All right, I thought IG were going to win this series, but once that happened, it was done.
And it's crazy to think that's 2 games in a row they first picked Lion, like, you know, lower bracket, must-win game, and they're first picking this hero that Spirit don't even care about. They have 0 interest in picking Lion. They prioritize first pick, and it just feels like the Lion pick was ultimately their undoing, even though it's a big reason why they got so far in the tournament.
Yeah, and we heard it in the interview, right? Like the coach after Game 2 Super, he was like, yeah, well, you need a bit more late game, so they go for like a Void pick, but it feels like they didn't really fill in the gap of what's the mid-game scenario, right? Like if you hit that big chrono, it's going to be good, but if you don't have that Aegis, if you don't have that kind of momentum on your side, it is so hard to connect every single spell, especially when you have Toronto Tokyo jumping in, baiting out 4 heroes whilst Drow loses Aegis but then gets a rampage after. Like I feel like unfortunately for IG, they didn't have that simplicity of teamfight that, of course, Spirit was able to perfectly execute.
Yeah, we did have IG setting the tempo a little bit more this game. I think Spirit was very happy with that because they do like fighting. We, of course, saw in game 1 that they were forced to not fight as much, but it fit their playstyle, and it goes back and forth. And I think the Roche fights were the most instrumental for their victory in this game, Gods. They were able to time everything perfectly.
Yeah, when you're playing a Drow and they hear like Faceless Void, you know that you're the #1 chrono target. So the best way to play against that is having that Aegis. That last fight, having the Aegis, above that Roshan pit, that's the difference maker. So I think they did a really good job of understanding these Roche fights are crucial for us. And once they had an Aegis, it just made their game so easy.
Yeah, at the moment, of course, we have a winner in Team Spirit. IG, of course, will be left at the top 4 here at the International. That will be their score for this one. And we have Avo standing by with Emo to talk about that.
Thank you, Shiva. I'm here with Emo to answer a few questions. Top 4 at TI, really impressive, and also staying together 2 years. So, what makes IG so magical?
TI 前4，然后你们也这个阵容也一起打了2年，是什么让 IG 变得那么特殊、那么特别呢？
也不算很特别吧，就是我们比较能，就是交流上那种团战的那种细节吧，其实都是我们，然后我们平常也比较，反正就一起其实是挺开心的事情。
I don't think we're that special. However, our team fight communication is. I just think that we have a good time together.
So it's fair to say that you guys have been friends throughout these 2 years?
可以说这2年以来你们都成为了朋友，可以说吗？
可以。
You can say that.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the people who supported IG these 2 years?
就你有什么想对你一直支持你们的粉丝们说？
其实这2场打的是有点不尽粉丝的心意的，我也没有把我自己身上的特点发挥出来，感觉有点遗憾吧。
I think that we didn't play to our fans' expectations, and these 2 games, I didn't play my best, my full potential. It's a little bit regretful.
We say goodbye to Emo now, and also to IG at TI10, but this team has given us some great performances at this tournament that will always go into your remembering. Back to you, Shiver.
Thank you very much, Avo. And indeed, I mean, he opened it up with a question like top 4. That is insane that you're part of the 20 best players in the world. That is a crazy achievement. It will take a little time for players to fully understand that that is still a really good achievement because, of course, disappointment comes first. And on the other side, there is happiness that comes with Team Spirit, who made it top 3. And we're going to talk to one of the winners right now with Frankie.
Thank you so much, Shiva. We've got Mira here. I think my adrenaline is going faster than this guy. He's absolutely cold as ice, even though, Mira, you've just made the top 3 of TI. Looking back at that difficult first day of the group stage, can you believe the team has come this far?
Not yet, but I feel really good. I feel blessed. But not about winning, not about placing top 3. I feel the best emotions in my life because I win with these guys in my team. It's the best part of winning, not about money or a place, just to play with them.
Well, tell me about the team, because this is one of the phenomenal things about Team Spirit. We watch you in those team fights. Everything is going on, and yet the communication and the mechanics seem absolutely flawless. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, we are 5 friends who play our best Dota. We enjoy like every game. It's a pleasure to play with each other and make things work together. It's like the best part about playing together with them because we can do stuff together and we have a good synergy between us.
Can you remember the first time you played as a fivesome? Did you have the synergy back then?
Sorry?
When did you first play as this 5? Did you feel the synergy back then? Did you know it would take you all this way?
Sure not. It was pretty hard because I was a lower tier player. I didn't play this level of Dota, and they gave me a chance. And like in 2 months, I got I understood how to play, and then we started to play like this.
How long ago was that?
This winter, like in February, I first came to this team.
Absolutely incredible. I do want to ask about your teammate Yotaro. He's broken a record. He's got not 1 but 2 rampages at TI10. Tell me the reaction in the team when that moment happened tonight.
We were screaming like madman, and Miposhka was like, "Can you calm down? We still didn't win. They buyback. Get out, get out." And we're like, "Oh fuck! Wait. Oh, sorry." And we should to get out. And like it was pretty loud in our cap.
And another thing I've noticed with you guys is you always have that joy. Now, the word that's kind of been used on the desk is that you guys are a bunch of pub stars having a good time. Is that something you would agree with?
Sorry?
That you basically, you know what? I think you've already actually answered my question. That you guys, you've met up, you have this synergy, and you're having a good time. Do you think you can still find that joy and have that good time when you're up against Team Secret tomorrow?
Sure. We're gonna play a mirror game, like we play a pub game together. We just play for fun, you know. We just pick good heroes and try to make them work.
Well, it's so much fun watching you achieve and succeed here at TI10.
Thanks.
Good luck. Thank you so much for talking to me, Mira.
Thank you.
Let's head to the desk to wrap up this series.
Thank you very much, Frankie and Mira, indeed. And they do highlight Yotaro there because Yotaro just got 2 rampages on the main stage. And overall, 4 rampages at a TI has only been rivaled by OG. But Yotaro, absolutely crazy, on fire, different hero every time. It is madness that they can just do this. And what they say, Trent, is just, you know, we don't care. We just play a couple of games. The money, sure, you know, whatever, doesn't matter. The prestige of being on the top stage, on playing for a world championship, doesn't matter. It's the friends you make along the way.
Different heroes, same team.
Same team, though.
Same team. That's true. That's true.
That's not a fun graphic for IG.
Wow.
But that's the thing, right? The idea that in that interview, having that ability to disconnect what you're actually playing in and still treat the game like it is a scrim or a practice or even like a pub, like he mentioned, that is something that is a TI winning mentality, because you're not going to enter the booth afraid of your opponent, afraid of what they've been preparing. It's all about what you're bringing as a team. So the fact that they are with such confidence, like he didn't even look nervous saying that is now scary for Team Secret tomorrow, because that type of, that is a TI winning mentality for sure.
Yeah. We've seen that on the side of OG with the true sides gods. That's been the vibe of OG, and especially the first TI they won.
Yeah, they just rate confidence right now. And I think when I look at Spirit, I feel like we often look at these successful teams at TI and like to compare them to past successful teams. Like with PSG LGD, we're like making the wings comparison. For me, this lower bracket run, they've been there since the first round when they lost. It's very Liquid-esque, that Liquid TI7 team who also lost to IG in the upper bracket and got knocked down. So, you know, I'm seeing some similarities, and if you want to make comparison, maybe that's the right one. I think this team's playing with a bit more maybe carefree and seems to be having more fun as like a group of friends. But, you know, they are a team that could go all the way.
Could go all the way. Let's take a look at where it puts them at the moment after winning against IG. These are your brackets, the big brackets, of course. On the upper bracket we saw earlier today, Secret, PSG LGD. It was a 0-2. And PSG LGD is now already your grand finalist. And that means that Team Secret drops down and will face another opponent. And it is Team Spirit that just earned the honor of fighting for that grand final spot versus Team Secret. That should be an absolute blockbuster. Also, we got 1 team from the Chinese region, 1 team from Eastern Europe, 1 team from Western Europe, 3 different regions in the top 3 on the final day of TI10. I'm here for it, team.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see that we have a different region in all of the top 3. I won't go on the fact that the meme of PSG being European, therefore 3 Europeans top 3. Some chuckles from Gods there. But yeah, it's the I'm just excited to see the fact that Secret beat Team Spirit. No matter who wins it, the grand final is going to be, very, very close. And of course, PSG are the favorites. Everyone's going to expect them to be able to probably win this TI with how they've been performing. But you hope that no matter who wins tomorrow from Seeker and Team Spirit, they are going to show up that extra little bit of flair and try and put PSG to the test.
This has also been the only day of main event so far, Gods, that every series has gone a 2-0.
Yeah, perhaps
Surprise.
a little surprisingly, maybe. I would have, especially when I looked at these series, particularly this, the first and this last series, I was expecting 2-1s. Or if it was a 2, I was expecting it to go the other way. So it really feels like momentum's playing a big part, and that teams are, preparing well for a matchup, and the teams who are on the back foot are struggling to make those quick adjustments.
Now, the Dota for today is not quite done. I know you've all thought, these are all the series because there's only 3 teams left, and aren't we going to continue with the low bracket finals tomorrow? That is correct. However, there's 2 teams that will appear on the main stage that you might not have heard of yet. Team Dragon and Team Thunderhide. Who are those teams, you wonder? One of English talent and one of Russian talent, and they'll fight to the death. No, actually, they'll just fight in a game of Dota 2. And Tsunami has some extra stats he wants to share.
Indeed. This is indeed going to be a showdown between English talent and Russian talent. And I wanted to put some of the English talent under the microscope. I wanted to see what we've got in store for this show match, this all-star match. I wanted to see how North America's finest stacks up against, Europe's finest. Don't worry, Matu's not playing. He's got much better things to do tomorrow. But BSJ, he's gonna be North America's carry. He has been playing some Dota of his own. I wanted to see these fantasy points. Hockey74, I hope you're watching this. I know you've been doing some great fantasy guides on Reddit. Pay attention to this. BSJ's not doing that great in the fantasy department. He had an Alchemist game. We scraped his last 10 Dota games. Even with the Alchemist, he's a far cry away from Matu's fantasy points, 11.58 to 51.89. But hey, at least he's got Twitch under control. Matu, he hasn't streamed in like a year and a half, probably because he's getting his money elsewhere. Over the past year and a half or so, Matu's earned about an average of $190,000 USD. Brian, he can pay for an Uber to the airport. But that's just one of English's players. We've got another one, and one of them matched up against the Russian talent. Yes, we've got Effie head-to-head versus Dendi, who will be playing for the Russian team. Effie, I wanted to know, what is her specialty? Of course, it's Earth Spirit, over 1.2 thousand games on Earth Spirit. Dendi's only got 12, but seems Effie's not a big fan of Pudge, though. 0 games on it, Dendi's signature. Though not his most played hero, that's still Invoker, actually. Quite the difference there. Also, tough to gauge the third one. Of course, Steam is very tight-lipped on earnings, but just based off of how I've seen every single team spam I think it's safe to say she's probably netted around 2.3 mil. You guys at home, you realize that we're only getting 50% of this? You've probably funded another TI just by buying her line. And for Dendi, well, we all know it's just a number. Doesn't really matter that much. And then one more matchup. I wanted to see the head-to-head of Cinderin versus Mount Cinderin. Not an actual mountain, no. It was the Nemestus mount that Marana got. Seems it's pretty close, actually. Total polygons. It's kind of difficult to gauge on Cinder, and that's the most I've ever seen him smile, actually, and he's looking mighty giddy. If you want to actually get a Cinderin in your own inventory, I looked it up. Go on to the marketplace. You can get your own Cinderin signature for a cool 48 cents. What a bargain, am I right? But I will put respect on his name. He has shown up to every single international as either a caster or a player, and this one, he will be doing both, because he will also be on the English talent. Can't wait to see how the All-Star match pans out. I know I'm going to be setting my fantasy, though. Probably going to lean more Russian talent, though. I don't know about you, Shiver.
Well, I will be able to tell everyone who's on which team, so that'll be very exciting. I also think that Tsunami just created his voice line for next year, because that he was quite on point. Did appreciate that, but I will be here to tell you who's on which team, because of course, there's a lot of English talent and there's a lot of Russian talent. And
yeah, you gotta go, mate.
No, sit back down.
You didn't get the call.
You
sit down, buddy.
Oh.
We are all not good enough. Sorry, guys. We suck.
That's weird.
I will tell you who's in the team. In random order, this could be the position they're playing in. But here are they as well. We got Team Dragon, which is BSJ, Effie, Synderen, Insania, and AUI 2000.
4 supports and a core. Yep.
And then Team Thunderhide is a Vost, Dendy, Resolution, Arsart, and Solo. I feel like there's a little bit of a divide, guys.
It's like we have a lot of supports. They have a lot of cores. So hopefully, depending on what this type of all-star is, maybe support players will be at a premium. And that'll be our edge for Team Dragon.
Okay, but we both have TI winners.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure, yes.
It's good.
BSJ 1-speed EG.
One time.
That was a qualifier, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It was a best of 3.
Yeah.
And they'll have I think a very like our team English Talent I think has a really good captain. You know, in either Insania or AOI. I don't know who will take up the helm, but it's nice to have a good captain to micro the game. And I think maybe for Russian Talent, it's a little bit more hectic. Actually, they have Solo. Okay, well, that's my argument.
Nice
gone.
try. That was
Thank you.
good. Almost got there.
Almost got there. Do we have favorites? Are we just all going for English Talent, or are we throwing them under the bus?
I think English Talent is a little bit of an underdog here, just because, of course, we have more support players, and traditionally, in these quick style matches, having cores often is the superior angle. Therefore, when we do crush them, it will be a better story in which we have overcome the experience of the Russian Talent. Yep. Yep.
I will say my experience. We've had some of these English versus Russian talent show matches before.
Yeah.
English talent, they're tryhards. They try super hard. I feel like the Russians are just rocking up, like, you know, maybe a bit overconfident. Maybe just don't prepare as much. The English talent, you know, they're grinding pub. They're coming up with strats.
Didn't you win one of those before? And we're
Exactly.
accused of Visage. Was it Visage? Is that right?
I played mid against Havost, actually. Let me tell you.
Why you not playing
He's
this guy?
H has not really kept up with Havost too well.
Let's go.
Havost,
There it
I know his play is not what it once was, okay? So I reckon English talent can take him down.
Okay,
I hope
so
they can hear this. That's for sure.
I
We're in
hope
their
they
heads.
can. I think they can actually, because we're live in the stadium. So I think they are also around the stadium at the moment. So they probably hear this. So what you're saying, Gods, is that the strategy is find the weak point, kill that person over and over and over and over and over again.
Yes.
To
I mean,
some
I've got
degree,
nothing to. We've already rated Havost a 4 in the past, and you know that kind of stuck personally. So I may as well just like double down on it.
Sure.
You know,
you want to rank you want to rank both the teams?
what, individual players or the teams as a whole?
No individual players per team.
Ooh. Go on, off you go, Gods. You started this.
In order?
You want to do
Should
the
we
English
just
team
should we
first?
knock off the 5 on
Do we know? Okay, so
Who's the star player in the
Yeah.
English team?
Star player on the English team is Insania.
I'd hope the active pro player.
But well, the thing,
Fingers
yeah.
crossed. Well, I mean, you know, how active is he? I mean,
Got him.
AUI played TI
That's true.
qualifiers.
So the main
Then got kicked.
problem is that what the English team will have, which we already highlighted earlier, is that there's 4 support players and only BSJ that is traditionally a carry.
And also, again, love Brian to bits, but when he does play games that aren't ranked, he loves buying bots, he loves buying Midas, and he loves farming like it's a mini game. So I'm a bit worried that if he has this ideology going into the game, these 4 supports making all the space, and then they look over at Brian's inventory, and he's just like a Slark or something with Midas bots. It's like, what are you doing?
That's a good ARDM build.
I mean, if that's the mode, I don't know. What's happening? What is the actual scenario for
Oh,
this?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say it.
I don't know either. Is it whatever? But either way, Brian, if you can hear us on the stage, don't buy bots, Midas, please. Thank you. Done. We need to win this. We need to show the Russian talent who's better at custom games or whatever we're doing. I don't know.
All right, well, we got a lot of cores on the side of the Russian talent, and if I've learned anything about these games is that they normally last pretty long, right? And generally, games that last long, team with the most cores wins. Trent.
What?
Simple.
Why are you hyping up them?
Yeah, you're
Hype
hyping
up
up
the English.
Russian.
No, I mean, I think we have a better shot if we go in as the underdogs.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
like,
cuss
we're going
cuss.
for like this whole team spirit thing. Is that what
Yeah,
we're doing
it's
here?
been working for Team Spirit, and you know.
Oh, there is a lot of camaraderie amongst all of the English talent, right? I feel like, you know.
Sure, wouldn't there be camaraderie over Russian talent?
Again, we're trying.
trying to
sorry,
find-
sorry.
Everyone's well aware they're going to crush us. Sheila. We're working on something here.
Oh,
Get part of the team,
camaraderie.
right?
Do we have a coach for our team?
No. I mean, do
I-
we need one? Do you want to go over and be their coach?
It's way too far gone now.
I made a suggestion, but it wasn't taken up. I said that Dakota should be the coach, because then they could actually take their initials and they could have been team biased. It would have spelled out perfectly, and they didn't even take me up on it.
That's way too smart for pretty much everyone.
Yeah, well, there you go. I mean, I think most people can spell, so.
Okay,
You're
so
welcome.
what does the Russian talent word? What's the word?
Go on, work it out.
Wow, this is the point where. Yeah. Problem is, it can't be in English. That's the issue.
This is Drask.
Durasio, he's very good.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's a good player.
Very good, very good. Yeah, I don't know if I should use the H for Havost or the X for Xbox.
Or just the 4.
Or just.
Do you think he'll play 4?
No.
That's quality memes right there.
Can you show me the players again for? I want to try and work out their lanes.
Only those two.
Oh yeah, of course. So our lanes.
Okay, we got mid Dendy. They're gonna put
Mid Dendy.
Mid Dendy. So who are we putting mid against Dendy? So
Well, I know that last time when we had a talent matchup, it was Dendy versus Synderen. And it was Mars for Dendy with Necrophos and Synderen, and it did not go well for Syn.
Oh.
So maybe he'll want to rematch because he blames that on the hero matchup a little bit.
Synderen once was a mid player, you know, if you go way back. So.
Hey, and then AY also was a carry way back.
He does play a mean gyrocopter. So okay, but then we have Brian.
Geez.
But who's our we really don't have a mid laner.
No.
I believe Insania is gonna cover it.
Okay, so Insane.
I like that. You just put your most skilled player mid. Doesn't matter if they're a 5. He's the star.
Sure.
Put him mid.
It's a standard rule in Dota, right?
Yeah.
You just take the person who you think is the best on your team. You just throw them mid when you're in desperate situations, and so we're going with Insania for that.
I hope so. Obviously, we don't know exactly
We
what's
know
going to happen.
nothing.
We are just guessing and gambling on us, hopefully.
All we know is
Doing
Effie's
well.
playing Earth Spirit. That I figured that part out, right? We're good on that. Dendy's playing Pudge.
Well, we're going
safe
to have to
assumptions.
find out.
Who's playing Marcy?
Who is playing Marcy?
Don't bait them.
No, I
That's
don't-
not
I
cool,
wanna get
T,
it
not
out.
cool.
There's nobody
No.
who's going to play Marcy. But I am curious to find out who is playing what and who's playing which roles and who's going to come out victorious. And we're going to find out together with Slex and Sumi.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the International 10 All-Star Match! I am Sir Action Slex. Thank you so much. And I'm here with Sumi.
Hello.
Wonderful intro. Thank you, Sumi.
Wait, did you want me to intro myself?
Well, yes, please.
Yes, I am Sumi. Thank you very much. All right, back to Jake.
Fantastic! Today we have a match that you will remember for approximately the 30 minutes that it takes to complete it. It will be English talent versus the Russian talent, aka Team Thunderhide versus Team Dragon.
Yes. Jake, so what is this game match? Because at TI10 we have been witnessing some captain's mode, but it's a little bit different for this. right?
Absolutely correct, Sumi. We're about to drop into all random deathmatch. That is right. Only the biggest tryhards in this universe have the ability to play this game mode. Every single time that a person dies, their hero is thrown out of the game and they are replaced with a random hero.
But not only that,
Yes?
they have the same items that they had when they died.
Oh, that's right, Sumi. Aghanim Scepters, Shards, Blink Daggers, Dagons. If you're BSJ, probably literally nothing. That is right. Your carry skills, they go through. The items, they go through. The skill was never there to begin with.
Oh my goodness, Jake, you are brutal.
No, I just know the English talent very well. But at any rate, Sumi, it should be one hell of a match, and I believe the time has come for our first team.
Yes, let us bring Team Dragon to the stage. Team Dragon.
Woo! Yeah, they'll come. I mean, this is a good representation of what Team Dragon will play like. They made their logo in Microsoft Paint only 10 minutes ago. Absolutely unbelievable.
Team Dragon supports each other both on and off panel. And I mean this literally, because they are literally 4 support players and a carry, featuring Banana Slam Java, who beat EG in a qualifier once, Effie, who is incredibly talented at eating pizza while gaming, Synderen, who can emulate the sound of a helicopter with his mouth, AUI 2000, former TI champion who also says he cannot read. And last but not least, Insania, the highest earning player of all time, surpassing No-Tail in Heroes of New Earth. All right, so Team Captain Insania, captain of multiple teams apparently. Tell me, what are your expectations for this match?
My expectations are very high. Before coming in here, we had a visualization practice upstairs. So everybody's been thinking about last hitting for the last minutes. Thank you.
All right, he's saying thank you to the talent up there in the suite, cheering him on. They have been practicing last hitting in ARDM. All right, another question for you, sir. Are you able to do the helicopter sound with your mouth right now?
I don't think I can do that with a mask on, unfortunately.
The answer is no. Final question for you, BSJ. How do you keep it PMA, keep it BSJ?
We're going to be clearing comms a lot. We're going to make sure we're all on the same page. And when in doubt, we're just going to run down mid.
They are just going to run down mid. 4 support players and a carry running it down mid. Thank you very much, Team Dragon. Go ahead and step to the booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, their opponents. These guys are hard asses in more ways than one. Please welcome to the stage, Team Thunderheart! Here they come, Team Thunderhide, a team of literally all ex-players versus people that couldn't win a game even if they were being paid to. We have Havos, Dundee, Resolution, Smile, and Solo. Give it up for ya boys coming back. My goodness gracious.
Look at this confidence as they walk on down to the stage. Yes,
Good Lord.
claps for this team.
You could feel. Woo! You could feel the TI swagger coming off these boys. Sir, have you prepared in literally any way for this match?
We have pretty good motivation speech. You're gonna listen to it like a bit further. Yeah, but so we are highly prepared. It's our last chance to become famous, you know. Team Porsche!
All right, Dendy, it's your last chance to become famous. No one's ever heard of you before. How do you feel about this match?
We're gonna destroy.
Yes. Resolution, you are literally better than anyone on this stage right now.
I used to be, yeah, but now we're all washed, so we're here.
Very depressing. Thank you, Resolution. Hello. Please, only one word from both of you and say it at the same time.
Dota is life, Dota is borscht.
That is just not one word at all. All right, well, they might not be good at following instructions, but they will now enter the booth. Gentlemen, Team Thunderhide, to your stations. Go, go, go!
All right.
English has 0 chance, but we'll see.
All right, Jake, you have to explain. So, Team Thunderhide,
Yes.
made up of Russian caster talent,
Yes.
they have 5 ex-pros. However, Team English,
Yes.
Team Dragon, they have 1 current player and 1 semi-current player that you just kicked from your team. So explain to me why you think that Team Thunderhide will win.
I think Team Thunderhide will win because they can actually play the game. There was a reason we kicked Dowie 2000. He's literally horrible. Literally abysmal as a Dota player. He's literally insane. So, yeah, that would be it. And then, you know, Insania's Insania.
Insania has proven that he is a multi-talented person, though. He can cast, he can panel, he can play the game. Not only that, but he's supported by some amazing players.
That is true.
You cannot look down on them, Jake. I think you owe them an apology.
I don't owe anyone an apology. The only person I should apologize to are my parents for the man I have become. It is truly a travesty to all that has happened in my life. Sumi, all random deathmatch, it is a mode that is extremely terrifying because you never know when your hero will be gone. Many will try to itemize according to their hero, hide out, and then never try to die. Do you think that this is a good strategy in the game mode?
I don't know. It really depends on their ability to farm, and Team Dragon did say that they were practicing their last hitting, so maybe they can get those items, hide, and not die, and hope that the other team dies before them. However, what happens if you were to get a hero that you don't want? Do you sacrifice that hero to try to get to a different one, or do you just try to play it through?
You know what? I think that if you get a hero you don't want, you might run down mid, but that is a very risky maneuver. The number one hero in this game mode is Techies. Now, I'm going to say this right out. It is Techies. You can hide out, plant bombs for literally an hour and a half without ever showing your face. However, if you do blast off, committing a deny, your hero is swapped. He is one of the only heroes that can do that, so that is not the play.
How does that work with the bombs, though? Do the bombs just disappear, or do they remain there?
That's right. The bombs can remain never activated. A true testament to your own hubris in that hero, and I do hope that we do see it here today.
Very interesting. Now, Jake, tell me, what is the best hero to get in this mode first?
Oh, now this is a very complicated question. It's a little bit about luck. If you get yourself a carry early in all random deathmatch, it is not good. The luckier teams will get supports early and then get carries later because your items and experience do follow over. The worst hero you can get early is something pathetic, like an anti-mage or a Drow Ranger. These are not, actually after last game, maybe Drow's pretty good, honestly, but what you want to do is pray to the Lord Gaben himself and Ice Frog to carry thou from the darkest pits of ARDM and deliver unto thee the Dota heroes.
So does that mean that the meta is completely different in this game? It has a completely different meta. We won't see a lot of Monkey King lovers, Tiny lovers. If they get those heroes in the beginning, they're just going to run it down mid?
That's right. Like every lover I've ever had, their hearts will be broken and they will be left wanting for more, my friends. It will be an absolute massacre of both emotions, gameplay, and overall opinion of the community. That is what we are about here today, Sumi. And I sure wish that we both could be in that panel, but luckily for us, we will not be humiliated here today.
Oh my gosh, Jake, you're so rough, man.
Take it easy, Sumi.
This poor team. You know, these teams are here to try to prove who the best in ARDM is, and this is our battle of the regions as well.
Yes.
So if you were to put it all on the line here, that means that you are losing for not only yourself and your pride. Technically, Insania is also playing for the pride of Team Liquid, but you're also playing for the pride of a bunch of different regions that speak English and the Russian region.
That's right, Sumi. I literally do not know where Russia is, so I'm sure that they are very competitive to wherever they are on the map in comparison to other places. But for now, though, the outside world of the normies must be left behind to only fight for the in-game honor between these two teams. You have Dendi on a team. Holy who can beat Dendi? What happens if he gets Chen?
Actually, a computer beat Dendi once.
Or Pudge.
Oh,
or any other
that's scary.
hero, honestly. It's Dendi, so he should be fine.
But on the other hand, what kind of hero would you expect Banana Slam Jamma to really dominate
Nothing good, Sumi!
Oh my
Nothing
goodness.
good. I would expect Banana Slamma Jamma to get a PL, rush the Ag Shard in an Octarine core, trying to tell Insania what to do until Insania rage quits. That is my prediction for the match.
Well, we hope that, based on the stats that Shiver and the gang told us over on the panel, that Effie gets Earth Spirit, because she did say that she actually played a bunch of Earth Spirit because everyone kept taking her heroes.
Do not let her gentle exterior and her voice fool you. Effie is a true degenerate. She is a Earth Spirit spammer. She picks the most broken heroes and runs at you with no mercy. If you see Effie in game, put your mouse down, your keyboard down, and begin to weep, for that is your fate.
Not only will you lose to her, but you will also get to hear the giggle.
The giggle. The most dangerous voice line ever created in the Dota 2 client. Is there anything more powerful than having a lady laugh at you after missing a last hit? There is. Effie destroying you until you uninstall the game.
Now, as a reminder to all of you at home, all of these people playing in this match today are also talent that are casting at TI, and that also means that they all have autographs and they also have voice lines. So, I'm hoping that we're going to hear some cool voice lines during this match. Do you think we're going to hear them?
A moment here, I'm sorry to interrupt. We have a hug potentially trying to come. BSJ refusing to hug his team. A typical leader. They are dancing, they are singing, and BSJ, he shakes his head in disgust. I've never seen unsportsmanlike behavior.
Jake, can you please explain this to me?
I can't. He is a literal piece of garbage. That is the only explanation. They tried to have a group hug. I hope he loses, Effie, in the most unbiased position I've ever been in. I literally hate him now.
I really hope that those boots have the white noise turned on, because Jake is very, very brutal right now.
Not true.
Very true. Now let's talk about the Russian team. The Russian team has been very experienced in Dota, right? Tell me about this history.
Absolutely. We have TI winners. We have TI players. We have people that actually know what their heroes do and don't build dumb things. The CIS team is the strongest it's ever been, and these guys love winning show matches. So many times in Dota's history have show matches been won by the Russian talent team. They are serious. They have been playing all day. I heard 3 of them did not show up to their shifts to ensure that they won this very match.
All right, that doesn't sound like it's true, but it's okay, Jake. I appreciate
It's not true,
you.
but if it was, it would be cool as hell.
Now tell me about the itemization of this game. You mentioned it a little bit earlier, but what are the items, since they carry over from one hero to your next hero, what are the items that you would want to build and why?
This is the first International All-Star match with the Shard. The Shard is high value. The Aghanim Scepter is high value. Also, Blink Dagger, never a bad thing. BKB, for once, the community's right, not that great here. But Dagon, now Dagon is the undiscovered power play of ARDM. It doesn't matter if your hero does not have any spells, as long as they zap away the enemy. Zap! 5 Dagon, Sumi, 5 boys going in there. Dagon's out. Zap, zap, zap!
Do you expect to see that on both teams, or is that a regional thing?
I expect literally no one to do that, Sumi. I am simply filling for time because BSJ does not know how to plug in a mouse. So we are here getting the teams ready. Now, Sumi, what hero would you be most afraid to play in ARDM? You have no control over your hero. What hero seems like the worst?
Definitely Invoker. On a panel earlier in the week during group stage, Insania tried to test me on what his skills are, and guess what? I said, I am not going to do that on this panel because that is kind of ridiculous. I actually printed out the little question mark panel that you click, and I taped it to my monitor so that I can make sure